a concise approach to top-down market strategies and the forces affecting investments. That's the spoken word on investing.
Just why has the U.S. stock market run so far so fast? Well, we hope to get that answer now from our chief equity strategist, John Blank, who joins me via Skype. John, how did this all come about?
Well, Terry, one of the things you learn about stock markets is that optimism plays a big role. And when Democrats were in party control of the White House, Democratic optimism kept rising and rising every year, year on year. Republican optimism fell off year on year. So when we got a Republican president into the presidency, and we have also a Senate that's in the Republican hands and a Congress in the Republican hands, we had what one would call Republican euphoria. And that took the market on a race for the last 2, 3, 4 months, just to getting all excited about the opportunity that was available to a Republican administration.
Coincidentally, we had the end of the earnings recession about that time too, so that didn't hurt.
That's correct. We had a year-on-year growth in earnings for the first time in 2.5 years, and that was also, like you point out, very strong. The other thing that happened, Terry, is we had good growth coming out of the international markets and a turnaround in the China story. That also helped. It all came together at the same time.
All right, so based on what we've seen lately, and by lately I mean the past couple of weeks, is this rally on thin ice, or is the Trump trade still intact?
The Trump trade's over, Terry. At least a month ago, it topped out. I wouldn't think that we can break 2,400 until middle of the year. And that means we got 4 months of just backing and filling, doing the range trading thing. What that means is I can see us drifting all the way up towards that 2,400 mark a couple times and then pouncing our way down erratically all the way to 2,300 and back again and up again and down again. That's what I'm calling for. I'm not calling for a market in decline. I'm calling for a market just staggering around.
That said, overall, are you still bullish?
I am bullish, Terry. You have to stay bullish because the macro data, multi-year lows in claims, strong growth in wages, and we had a Fed rate hike, which says they think it's strong. All that says you have to believe that the macro data is strong. Strong enough for them to hike rates means there's no short in the game for anybody trying to short the S&P, and that means the market's not going to go down. It's just going to go sideways.
All right, let's talk sectors here now for a moment. You say the March sleeper stories lie in infotech, materials, and consumer discretionary.
Right, Terry. Those are exactly what I like. I really like infotech. That's certainly the strongest part of the story, the rebound in earnings the last 2 quarters. Name I like that gives an example of what's going on is a company called Coherent. This is a company that was set up in the 1960s in Silicon Valley in the early days of that whole grouping. When what they do is they help use lasers to make machine semiconductor chips and improve other types of optoelectronics. This company's almost $200 as a share of stock, so they really make a ton of money, and it's got a good Zacks rank and a great sector and industry story, Terry. That's where you want to be.
All right, and then it's interesting on your list you have 2 non-U.S. stocks. This next one, Ternium, is from Latin America, and then the third one, Howden Joinery, is from Great Britain. Is it time for investors to divert their attention away from U.S. stocks for a while?
That's correct, Terry. As we get this valuation problem and markets sparking up to new highs in the United States, that makes the relative value trade going abroad very substantial. That's why I put that Ternium in. They're the roll-up of 3 major steel companies in Latin America. And I like Howden Joinery because they are basically an American Woodmark. If you know that name, they are basically the UK component of that. They make remodeled kitchens and cabinets and countertops and that kind of thing. So you got strong housing markets in the UK, just like you do in the United States. That Howden Joinery is the spot you want to be in. The stock's not overpriced like American Woodmark, and that's the other point.
All right, there you have the spoken word on the market and some interesting sectors to boot. From our chief equity strategist, John Blank, and with John, I'm Terry Ruffalo.